The Blues just try to draw one round if he can get it. Well, they'll be hoping to get it fully buried. He has had his draw weight well tonight. Duncan has managed to find the tee line quite often. Certainly will be quite confident with his draw. Just coming out the hack now, releasing the stone. Sweeper's just starting on it. Now they've backed off. Watching it for line. Duncan's watching it for line, following it down.
Key shot here, Richard, as well, if they can get this one round.
Is it by the guard? Is it by the guard? Nope, just caught the guard. The sweeper's been on it a wee bit earlier. Because the weight seemed fine. I mean, it was probably back 8 foot. But
yeah, I think you're right, Richard. I think you called that right. Just a little extra running on that shot, perhaps. The sweepers didn't want to get on it.
Bad a result at the end of the day, though. You know, I mean, it's the Blues still line one out the front there, and then you've got that one out there, which not so easy to hit and roll in from there.
No, and it's a good chance for the Gracie team now to force the one. So we're getting to the sharp end of these games. You can see all the effort that's been put in. They want to make sure they carry it through to the end of these games and get over the line. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this one.
Ross McCleary going for a hit. He'll be hoping for a hit and roll behind the guard. No.
It's a strange one there, Richard.
What happened with that? Did he tack it in? Was he trying to skinny the blue front in a really skinny double?
I think it was maybe just a bad throw there. The players are not even looking at the ice or anything. No indications of a pickup. I think that was just a mistake under the pressure.
Yep, well, if it was certainly quite a big mistake because he wasn't close to doing the strike.
Quite unbelievable, actually, if you're honest about it. You know, at such a crucial stage in the game to play a shot like that is...
Yeah, and it was possibly going to come down to that, wasn't it? Who was going to make the first mistake?
So is this the pressure getting to Ross McCleary? Because that was in the last end with his first shot, he caught the guard, and then this end with his first shot is freshed. So is the pressure getting to him?
Wouldn't have thought so, but who knows? Who knows? Did he put the wrong handle on it even? Was he looking to come in and... I don't know.
Just a miss, I think.
Yep.
Anyway, Duncan's got the need to actually go around there and draw into the 4 foot and be hidden as well.
So, I mean, if Duncan can get one half buried, that'll really put the pressure on Ross McCleary with his last shot. And again, one more slack shot. Duncan could get a 2, steal a 1, steal a 2.
Steal a 2 if he doesn't get it right. Stone's on its way now.
Sweepers are not on this.
But he has got the whole house to draw to, and even if it's at the back of the house, it's no...
Looks as if it's carrying a bit of weight, though, doesn't it?
They're going back of the house now.
That's a good shot from Duncan there. Back of the house. Ross McCleary now has to draw the 8 foot.
So a lot of pressure on him this time. A lot of pressure. in the Coombs Fraser game, it's going at the 10th end, and it's 5-all. And here's McCleary's last shot. Certainly not a lot of weight on it.
Sweepers are on this, John. The sweepers are working on it. I think his line's good. You can see him coming at shot now. Line is perfect. Have they got the muscle to get it there?
I would say so.
Say that was making up for the first one, Richard.
Right.
Yep, draw at the 4 foot. Well, top of the 4 foot. So yep, take his one. So that's back to even again, 5-5 after 8 ends. 2 ends to play here in Dumfries. And Duncan Gracie has got the hammer. Here's the other scores up. Murray Coombs 1 up on Blair Fraser, and they're in that's after 9 ends, so they're in the last end. They're now 10th end, so that's them in their 10th end. Warwick Smith, David Mundell 3-2 up, they're in their 8th end, and Grant Hardy 6-4 up against Alan Manuel.
Young Hardy playing his last shot is line 2 at the moment. One in the centre and just trying to put a guard on. And Manuel's got last shot. There is an opening for him to go around there and get a shot out of it.
So a 2-end shootout. Who's your money on, gents? Richard, who do you fancy?
Oh, currently, based on a couple of slack shots from Ross McCleary, I'll go for my hometown team of Duncan Gracie.
I tend to agree. I think that Gracie will try and blank this end and give himself last advantage in the last 10th end. At the same time, in fairness to McCleary, he'll make every effort to try to force Duncan to take that one and look for a 2 in the last end, but there's not been many 2s, let's be honest about it.
Well, that's a good shot. Duncan's team, just right by the guard, right onto the top of the 4 foot there, so that's a good shot. Ross McCleary calling for it to be followed. Aye, so that was a great shot there. We're watching it. I think it seems a bit high just now. Sweepers are off it. It certainly is high, and I think it seems a bit heavy. Is it going to the back of the of the tee?
Should shut down.
Yep.
But quite open.
It is definitely open, so Duncan's just calling for the hit on it, and I mean if they get a hit and a roll to the wing, that'll be advantage Gracie.
I would have thought it wouldn't even been a bad shot just to rested on that mind.
Again, you have to take into account it's 9th end of 10, so they don't want to be messing around here. As soon as you start throwing stones in the house, you then get forced into scoring your 1.
Club curling.
Yep, hit there. Got their hit. Getting a wee roll. Just a wee roll, but still a good shot. What's McCleary got to do now? And stick an eye in the top of the 4. A freeze on the one at the top. Or even a wee bounce off. I think he's calling the bounce. So come down, just get half of it, hit it, and roll behind the other blue. They hit it just slightly on the wrong side. They were hoping to hit it on the other side and just roll behind the guards, but didn't quite get it.
So Grant Hardy took a 3 there, and put him well into contention again.
Ross McCleary calling the freeze again, just in the top of the blue shot, top of the 4 foot. See if they can get it this time and not bounce off. But certainly the advantage just now is with Duncan Gracie's team, because they have got the hammer and they've got 2 shots in the house.
Yeah,
one of them guarded.
And Ross definitely now is trying to force this end to make sure there's a score here. Ideally they don't want to lose more than a 1.
Looks to be sitting high. I think he's getting a bit frustrated. Is it finishing now? Is he getting a wee bounce?
It's coming nicely.
It's just a bit short though. Bit short.
So I mean, if you're Gracie, do you guard it up, or do you try and hit it with the danger of the jam?
Put round one. Could you draw one right round it? No.
Or is he calling to lift the guard? Like he's calling to lift the guard, open it up, since he's got the hammer.
Don't have a girdle.
In fact, those 2 yellows are set up that if he knows he's the front, and he could actually lift a double, get both yellow shots out. They're sweeping it all the way down. Yep, he's ripped the guard off and his shooter's running, so that's what he's called, yep.
I think Duncan's team will feel quite confident about what they're doing. They've played well and kept coming at the opposition, so I'd be very surprised if they actually let too much hang about. And I'm going back to, especially with that winger out there, that could be quite an important shot there, Richard, in this game. In fact, Duncan will be looking to maybe get or could be looking for a 2 here, couldn't he?
Yep, definitely there, John. Yep, that winger could be a crucial shot at the end of the day, or certainly the end of this end. I think the advantage sits with Duncan Gracie's team here. Ross McCleary, I think, going for a hit and then trying to get a wee roll to the other side. But the danger is if he doesn't get enough of it and just rolls out himself, then Gracie's got a straight hit.
This looks like as if it could be on his own, is it?
They're sweeping it all the way. No, he's got half of it.
Well done.
He's got half, but he's not getting the roll. So there is a double there for Duncan Gracie's team. If he hits that, he can lift both yellows, and the shooter will just roll if he just gets the angles perfect.
Oh, what's he rubbing his eyes for?
Oh, they've taken
Going
the
to
winger.
jam.
Oh, I think that was just a little bit wide, a little bit high.
Possibly even just a little heavy. You know, they see the shot for a double, think they have to overthrow it. Just maybe a little bit firm.
So this is the game of curling, whereby everything's going rosy, or it looks well, and then just one shot can alter it and give the opposition back the advantage, and McCleary certainly has the advantage at this moment in time.
Yep, and that shot wasn't bad. It was just even an inch out, and that's made all the difference.
You can see now making a play on the blue on the wing to lie 2,
good,
which
looks
will either cause a blank here or a force of a 1. Do you think the double's on there?
It is, but it's a big double. It'll need a lot of weight to get movement right across the house. I don't know if the double's on to take it out. You might roll over and sit on the yellow one.
It's certainly big weight. The sweepers are on it.
Hit and roll. Well, would be good for McCleary here.
Yep, will he make the shot? It's a kind of open hit, so he'll be hoping for a hit and roll to split the house. But his last couple of first shots have been slightly awry, so will that be at the back of his mind?
No, he should put that back and forget about it. His team will give him the support.
Even I know his hit's fine because it's sitting in the centre of the house. Still a bit off distance. So.
I don't think the double will be on, even if you get a nose hitting, you're sitting there.
Sweepers are on this again.
Sweepers are on that.
They've held it well. They've held it well.
The difficulty here is that they're looking for Duncan and Gracie to hit this, and then he's got to maybe draw his second shot, which can throw some people.
It's never the easiest. Here he goes then, shot of the month coming up again. Can he lift this double? Awfully close.
So far away. Just got her over the face of it. Just a little bit off, but good try from Duncan Gracie there.
Now then, so McCleary draws to lie 2. Does Duncan hit and leave McCleary with 1 shot, or does he try and score? So that would then give you the scenario of either being 1 up down the last without, or 1 down with. Any thoughts, Richard?
Well, I think we talked about this last time, didn't we? And it can go either way. I mean, I go back to last week where we were playing a semi-final and we were 1 up with the hammer and we thought we were an easy street, and before we knew where we were, it was all Gudley and we were lying 2 against. We did manage to get a good hit and win the game, but just when you think you're there and it falls apart. Yeah, we'll see where it ends up in the house. I think the way they've been playing, I would go for my 1. I would go for my 1 and then try and steal, because even if you let them get a 1, you've got the hammer on the extra end, haven't you?
Yep. So we'll just see how they approach this. Last shot from Ross McCleary of the end. It looks good. The sweepers are just coasting it down there.
Because if Duncan did let McCleary have a 1, Duncan only manages to take a 1. McCleary's then got the hammer and an extra. So yeah, I think I would rather be shot up without the hammer, because the way this game's been going has been really tight and it has just been singles for most of the ends.
For me, that's exactly what they've gone for now, Richard, because they're hitting the shot stone. If they were going to try and give up a 1, they would hit the other one. So they're looking to score a 1 here. So, here it comes. Sweepers are not on it. They are now.
Nose hit. Perfect from Duncan there, yeah. So Duncan's taking his one.
He's following your advice, Richard. He's gone one up without. Still keeping your money on him?
Yeah, I'll keep my money on Gracie, yes. He seems to have recovered from his injury earlier in the season. He did miss a few games early in the season because he hurt his ankle. I still haven't got the full details, but it happened on holiday, so whether he'd had a shandy at the time or not, I don't know. But he was on holiday in Egypt and he came back injured. I think we refer to that as a UDI.
You want to expand on that?
Well, I think just by the nature of it, a UDI, an unidentified drinking injury.
We're learning lots tonight, Richard.
I don't know if that was quite ironic with the job that Duncan does. For anybody that knows him, he is a fireman, so you think the risks and the excellent job that all people in our fire service do, you know, saving lives and saving people on a day-to-day basis. You know, obviously they were overworked quite recently with all the floods and doing an excellent job, and then he goes on holiday and gets injured.
Just some updates on other games. Sheet B, Fraser versus Coombs finished, but we don't know what the score was. E, Hardy versus Manuel, it's 9-6 for Hardy. And on sheet D, it's all square at 3 as they play their last end. So David McMeekin playing his second shot.
I've just got the latest score from the Blair Fraser Murray Coombe game that's just finished, and Blair Fraser took a 1 in the last end to win the game 6-5.
So that certainly will keep that section interesting. That takes away the undefeated record from Murray Coombe, brings the other teams up into play. So a good little run across the viewing lounge there, Richard, to find that information out.
Although I do have to say I had to ask about 4 people because nobody had really been watching the game actually. They'd all been watching the other games because they're that interesting.
So bit pressure on McCleary here, and Gracie got the blue shot nearer to the button at the moment, but McCleary got this last shot, so every chance of us going to an extra end with this one. I'm just wondering if Duncan will just maybe hit the yellow and just maybe. I was just thinking about just maybe moving it back, but he's looking to take the yellow right out, and that's probably the best. Keep the opposition numbers down low. If they're not there, they can't score them. Scott Robertson playing. Don't like Duncan's kind of demeanour there. It looked a wee bit annoyed about it.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Scott there. He just caught it too high and jammed it onto the blue one. He was obviously hoping to get it fuller, I would say.
I wonder if they were looking for more of a draw on the stone than what they got, you know. So anyway, advantage to McCleary. Remember, he just needs 1 to force an extra end and 2 to win. He's even going out, so this must be a slow. Yes, it is. In fact, the way it's going, it'll be a hard push to get over the line. And I would say that it's going to stop now. Yes. Burnt stone.
Yep, not over the hog. So certainly at this stage of the game, you would say that is quite a big mistake.
And saying that, can I say to you, I was watching the manual game, and I'm sure that they had one in the last 2 ends that was, or 2 or 3 ends that was not there over the line. So
is it that the ice is getting a little bit slower?
I thought so. I think that maybe they're just trying a wee bit harder to be have a guard shot, you know. But anyway, advantage for Robertson.
Yep, that made up for the first one. Get a hit and a nice wee roll.
No, that could be a winning shot for him.
It's Duncan Gracie, line 2. He hasn't got the hammer, but he has got 2 shots lined just now, and they've split the house.
McCleary not choosing to hit anything. He's just looking to try and get one in the 8 foot there. Sweepers are on it. Is it going to catch the guard?
It's by the guard. No, it's not.
Just caught it. So
I think that was maybe a wee bit light, so even if it had been by the guard, I don't think it was going to beat the blue one. I think it was just going to be biting the front ring. So
would you be wanting to take this off, Richard, or just put another shot in the house? Like,
I think Duncan's still just trying to take it off, just trying to hit it, keep it open, because the last thing he wants is McCleary to get a couple of shots in buried.
It was just the fact that he's line 2, and if he put another one in, he's line 3, if you know what I mean.
I think one of the things is, though, they're lying quite far out, so if Ross McCleary had managed to get one buried round the guards in the 8 foot, he's nosed it though, so again another wee bit of a slack shot. They were hoping to take it off and for the shooter to roll. Duncan's smiling about it, but he'll be thinking, just a wee bit missed opportunity. If James Stark can get one buried here by the guard and buried in the 8 foot, Duncan might either have to outdraw it or try and rip the guards. They're sweeping it again, they're sweeping it. Are they worried about it catching?
I think so, aye.
Is it light? Has it got the legs? Oh, good shot from James Stark. A really good shot.
It was that.
So yep, a really great draw there.
And as you say, that guard has now become a hindrance. So they'll be looking to drive that guard back and take the yellow out.
Far away. Oh.
No, he caught it.
Oh, unlucky. Just a wee fraction more and it would have forced it out.
Well played shot, thought.
And it's still kind of hidden behind the guards. Was that a replay there, David? No?
That was just unfortunate. I mean, another few millimetres catching that, and it would have maybe went another 4 or 5 inches out, and that would have given the blue the shot. So James start playing.
They're sweeping it. I think they're going for another draw. Sweeping it to the other side though. The sweepers are pummeling it. They're working it hard. Is it by the guard? If it's by, it's good. If it's by, it's really good. But there seems to be a few players in the way, so we haven't got a great view.
It's there.
It is. It's a great shot. Splitting the house. They are both behind the tee line though, just. But Gracie will just be going for a freeze there, I would say. Or will he be going for the hit?
If he hits. And
with that ice, he's going for the freeze, yes. Some people say it's the hardest shot in the book.
I think a draw's the hardest shot in the book.
Well. And you can see it is half buried from that angle, so there's always danger with the freeze. If you're a wee bit light, you then ended putting another guard on, but if you're a wee bit heavy, you're bouncing off and you only get half it, you're sitting in the open, so Duncan has had his tee weight tonight, so if he can put another in, just perfect tee weight.
Sweepers are on it. Looks as if it's drawn quite a lot, mind.
Has it got the legs?
I
don't know if it's got the legs.
It's on the guard, is it?
Yep, he's just split the guard, and that was the danger, that you've put another guard on.
Big, expensive mistake, that one.
Yep, could well be. I don't know if I want to change my bet just now or not.
There's unless they block this, there's still a way in there. Who's got last shot again? McCleary. Yep,
McCleary's got the hammer, so again, do you put a guard on or do you put another in the house? If you can get another one buried, the pressure's really on Duncan. Yep, just one behind those blues, just biting the 8 foot where it's third shot.
No, I'll put one on the top of the 12 there as we look at it, right in the centre. Make them go round about it or in between it.
Oh, we seem to have a difference of opinion here.
Otherwise, what happens is that he's just got an easy, and Duncan's just got an easy draw into the centre. You have to make it difficult for him.
Yep, I think I have to agree with David there. Because even if he is a wee bit short, he's saving Duncan, he's guarding his yellow one. But of course Duncan will still have some guards to come round behind, but his weight would have to be perfect.
Pressure of the 10th end as well. Looks like I've missed quite a good game here.
It has been. It really has been.
Yep.
They've been nip and tuck when you look at the scoreline there.
And certainly for Gracie's team, there's been 3 shots contenders for shot of the month.
Oh, excellent! That's what I like to hear. Gosh, pad up for grabs for that, courtesy of British Curling Supplies, so that's always useful.
Well, the sweepers are hard at it.
Sweepers are on it again. I don't think it's got legs. But again,
We've said
it
that
can
before,
be.
though, haven't we?
Ah, it's coming. It's coming. Is it just nipping the guard?
No,
Just getting a wee
it's
bounce
short.
off the guard, is
It's
it?
short.
Yeah.
It's short. Opportunity for Gracie.
Yep, I think Duncan's just got the same shot again. Just come down by the guards and just sit on the yellow one.
See if he put it in the centre on the 12 foot, as I said.
There's
Made
no
it difficult in that.
I don't think there is a bad shot if you make it.
You know.
To be fair. Anywhere biting the top of the 4 foot is quite nice. You can afford to leave half a stone out as well. Doesn't need to shave the guard here, just needs to make sure he's shot first and foremost.
So Duncan Gracie's got to aim for that brush, and with enough weight that it'll start to draw as it gets to that yellow one at the top of the screen, and just draw in so that it rests up against the yellow that's on the in the white on the left hand side.
Sounds easy.
I think they should have given him a wee bit more ice, by the way.
They've not jumped it, sweepers have now.
Sweeping on it.
It's
Sweepers
carrying
on
a
it.
wee bit more weight than what the other ones have done. Up. You need to be up.
It's okay for line. Oh,
You
it's
need to be
jumped.
up.
And it's just feathered that guard.
Should they call the sweepers on? The
Yeah, I
sweepers
think
off?
they were off and then on, and then
Yep.
Aye.
I think Rory shouted off, and then Gracie had a wee. I don't know if that just jumped on them a wee touch.
It just went as soon as the brushes come up, didn't it?
Yeah, I think a wee mistake from the on the sweep in there.
I think he'd be worried that if they kept on sweeping it, it would have went straight past it, though.
It certainly did have weight, yes. So whether it would have been just back at the 8 foot, and then that's a difficult decision for the sweepers, because if they know the weight's a wee bit heavy, they don't want to sweep it that hard because they know it'll just go through the bag. So now Ross has got a straight hit for 3 shots.
And to win the game.
Yep, you wouldn't expect him to miss this. Full confidence in him. And there you go, on the nose. Just off it, takes a 3.
Oh well, that's one bet lost tonight. I think we can certainly say that it was a really good game, really close game, with McCleary just sneaking it there. So that's now Ross McCleary goes to 3 wins and 1 loss, and Duncan Gracie with his Lockerbie team stays on 1 win and 3 losses. So I mean, certainly quite crucial for both teams there in that section. But with Murray Coombe getting beat, he's 3-1 as well. We'll just have to get the scores from the other sections. I think Grant Hardy won, so he'll be going to 3 wins as well. I don't know how many was in Warwick Smith on. We're just trying to get the latest scores, and as soon as we get, apologies for that, as soon as we get the latest scores, we'll update you. But certainly a very tight section here in Dumfries, and still everything to play for.
Well, Richard, thanks very much for coming. Really enjoyed you being here. I hope that you'll maybe be able to make it over the weekend and say a few more words for us. We'd really appreciate that.
Yep, certainly. We'll always plan to stay for the next game for a wee bit as well.
Excellent, even better. I can go then.
Well,
Gillian here will say a few words, and Claire and
yes, we've got more people coming in, but I know certainly the bar's open now, so the bar might be calling a few of them. But yeah, it's been enjoyable, John. Oh, excuse me for the cough. Will be a tickle. But it's been very enjoyable to commentate, and hopefully we will see you at the next game, which should be on in approximately half an hour, 45 minutes. So that will be approximately 9 o'clock for the next game, and the featured game is David Edwards against Kyle Smith. That's certainly what I've got in my notes. Both teams are currently sitting 3-0, so they're both on 3 wins and no losses. So after that game, somebody will have lost. But that's obviously a top of the table clash in Section C. Okay, thank you and good night.
Plus we've got David here, who will be able to give us some guru tricks for the next session. Thank you, David.